Welcome back, you filthy exiles. So I went off and did a non-MF farming strat to sort of test and see what it would be like and what return you'd get from farming Uber Shapers this league, just because of the way that the market works. Now, one thing to keep in mind, there is a very particular item that does drop that if you sell un-ID'd, you can make a minimum of 30 div, and it's this item here called Sublime Vision. Now, basically, it can roll to have some crazy rolls. You can sell it for 30 div or like 25 div straight away. I didn't get one of these in 10 runs, but I found out that from doing some research, there's like a 2 to 4% drop chance, which isn't too bad. Now, what I also found from doing this, obviously, there's other items like Dying Sun that can also drop that you can sell for like 60 chaos a pop. Now, the obvious other thing here is you get a guaranteed Fragment of Knowledge drop, which is 1 div each, easily. Orbs of Dominance drops, which are 1.7 div, and I had one of those drop. You can get the Elderslayer Invitation, which is 1.5 div. And then you also get different unique items, which, you know, Entropic Devastation, which is right now a 4 to 5 div item. So there's a bunch of stuff, and then obviously you get like shaped items, a lot of shapers touch, things like that. But there's always a guarantee of a 1 div drop minimum, being a Fragment of Shape or Fragment of Knowledge fragment. And currently the way that the input cost is working for these is the fragments are only like, you know, 20C. Basically for a full set it's like 82C to like, you know, 85C. Depending on if you buy bulk rates and things like that. And so I ended up making a return of somewhere in the vicinity of about a net return of 16.66 div in an hour. Now, given that my character's a little slower, I was doing 6-minute runs, so you can do about 10 runs an hour depending on your character at about 92 to 100 mil DPS on a character. So if you go hard, you buy fragments, you can actually make a good, like, even if you don't do 10 runs, you do 8 runs, you can do somewhere between 12 to 16 div an hour, give or take, getting those additional drops, because you're bound to get orbs of dominances and things like that. If you're really unlucky, your maximum's going to be 10 div, less, you know, 4 div, so you make 6 div an hour, worst case scenario. Still quite profitable. Is this strategy, I guess, fun? It's not necessarily my cup of tea, but if you've got a character that can just go and nuke him, seriously, it's a really easy way to make return in this league in particular, while the markets are inflated. The sort of character you need, like I'm running this on my Lightning Tendrils character, and I'll put a link to the character, you know, build guide in the description. I die on an average to 1 to 2 times every time I do a run. Reason being is just various things catch me out and stop my regen from catching up. Yes, basically there's some cool stuff that you can get from this, but we'll go through the stash tab at the end of the video, but I'll jump in now and give you some shaper kills to enjoy, and then yeah, so is this farming strat a goer? Yeah, if you want to. It's actually a pretty good farming strat. And if you get a Sublime Vision, you can sell them un-ID'd for 25 to 30 div. That pumps your hourly rate up to probably somewhere in the 40 div an hour, something like that range. So yeah, anyway, let's watch some shapers die, and then yeah, we'll go through the tab at the very end. Okay, so now we've seen some shapers die, let's talk about what the returns were off. So basically, yeah, the return I got off of this was div to chaos exchange rate. I was working off 220. I think it's a little lower than that. Investment was about 90C per set. And then basically run 1 through to 10. Run 1, I got Fragment of Knowledge and Shaper's Touch. Run 2, Fragment of Shape, Entropic Dissipation. Run 3, Fragment of Knowledge, Shaper's Touch. Run 4, Fragment of Knowledge, Shaper's Touch. Run 5, Fragment of Shape, Echoes of Creation, Decent Shaped Axe. Run 6, Fragment of Knowledge, Voidwalkers, and Rare Shield that was worth selling. Run 7, Fragment of Shape, Echoes of Creation, and a decent axe again. Run 8, Orb of Dominance, plus Fragment of Shape, plus Elderslayers Invitation. Run 9, Fragment of Shape and the Feared Invitation, and then run 10, Fragment of Shape and Echoes of Creation. Turned out to rock up to about 20 20 div and 165 chaos based on the market rates return, before we take into account the cost. And then the input cost to get 10 sets was 4.09 div. We take into account 20.75 div was the return, like the gross return. The net return on runs was 16.66 div with an average run time at 92 to 100 mil DPS with 2 deaths per run at about 6 minutes. Worst case scenario, 7 minutes per run, if you go hard at it. Anyway, moral of the story, pretty okay as far as a profitability standpoint goes. You are going to make your money back every single time you do a run. So I would say, hands up if you don't want an MF strat, like my video on Delve and the return you get from Delve. And actually, I'm going to be working on another video that's going to be a lot more elaborate around that as well. This is actually a pretty viable strat that not a lot of people are doing, and that's the reason why shit like Elderslayer, for example, is so expensive this league, because not enough people are farming it, and while everybody's farming MF, the price of everything else is going up because it's becoming more scarce on the market. It's the old adage of supply and demand at the end of the day, and there's too much demand and not enough supply for different things coming out of different boss drops and things like that, because everybody's MFing. Anyway, I hope this video has been helpful, gives you some ideas if you don't want to do MF strat. If you're like me and not a fan of MF, then yeah, this is definitely something that you could look at. If you want to see me try other different strats like this and do a similar type of video, let me know, and I'll calculate and do a spreadsheet on the returns, and yeah, we can go from there. Anyway, until next time, don't forget to like and sub to the channel. Don't forget to follow the Twitch, and I'll see you guys later.